Hey guys, this is Scott, taking a little bit of a break from the restoration of the Pedictas. Doing a quick video here. Wanted to show you some of my recent TV collection additions that I've had over the last 2 or 3 months. And then also give you a sneak peek of my next restoration projects after the Pedictas are over. So the first set that I want to show you is this Sano, and this is model number TPM 2570S, and I'm not sure what the date is on this set, but my assumption is that it's like either 79, 80, 81, sometime in that time period. It is a AM/FM 2-inch television, and it has a case to where you can open it up and use the controls with the case on. And it was designed to take to sporting events. It looks much like a binocular case that you might see someone take to a outdoor sporting event, or even indoor for that matter, and watch the game on TV at the same time as being there. Now, I do have another one of these models, and it's called the Sears Binoc, and it's basically the same unit. This one I've showed in a video before is from 1980, and I think it's pretty apparent that Sano manufactured this model for Sears. But I was interested in this model because it is slightly different than the Binoc. It looks identical, but if you look closely here on the TV tuning band, you can see that it has the scale on the tuning band for European stations, for both VHF and UHF. And so if you were in Europe, you could tune to the gold numbers to the European stations, and the white numbers indicate the stations in the United States. So that's kind of unique. This is the radio dial. It's the same. Okay, so it's in AM/FM format. And then here are the controls. Power on and off. It also has the charge option if you had the rechargeable battery. AM/FM TV, and volume control and earphone, so forth. Here's another slight difference. On the back, there is a switch for power depending on if you're in Europe or the United Kingdom or the US. So that's kind of different and unique. External antenna, capable, and then your television controls. I do not have the power cord, AC power cord for this, so I do run it off of batteries. And I got this real cheap because the person I bought it from said it didn't work, but I can't find any evidence of that, and I'll demonstrate that for you.
Without me thinking about what's coming.
This is the FM part of the radio. Nice and strong.
Have that secondary damage. Secondary damage can be as little as delamination to your heart.
To help understand ever more deeply and more.
And the happy hour in town, the Deuce Pub and Pit is always a slam.
I mean, it's got pretty good sound for a little radio. Pulls in a lot of stations. Great sensitivity. It'll pull in a lot of stations. Yeah, so it works great. That's as strong as reception of any radio I've got. It's pulling almost everything around here on the FM band.
Hey, welcome to Nissan.
So let's take a little peek at the TV here. I've got the
Impressive, you know it.
blonder tongue modulator going, and let's see if we can get a TV signal.
So basically, to make a long story short, what were they talking about? I have no idea.
That's a little fuzzy, but seems to be very sensitive on TV. Here, see if I can tune that a little bit better.
Can I have to do something? Note to self, take out your purse. That's right.
Don't answer that.
Hi, Bun Bun. It's Lola.
Yeah, there you go.
Trying to get a hold
I mean, I don't know why the previous owner sold this to me saying it didn't work. I did have to tune in the vertical hold on it to get it to work, but
Sounds like she likes you.
looks like it's working fine to me.
Not if I can help it. That girl's exhausting.
It's a pretty decent little picture.
Wait all night. She just keeps talking and talking and talking. It's like
So,
she doesn't know how to listen.
yeah,
Sorry, were you saying
works
something?
fine. I just need to try to find
The Mahjong tournament and the girls are
an AC wall outlet adapter that's designed for this. I'm not sure if it's a little bit different because it's designed to work in both Europe and the United States. I'm not sure. I don't even know if that's possible. 9-volt in, DC 9-volt.
bump into you here. Look at my messages.
Oh,
But yeah, it
I
works
haven't been
fine.
home. I've just been really busy. I had to go here.
So that's the first set that I've acquired recently. Show you another one.
Oh, I'll give it.
Okay, guys, this is a Panasonic brand TV, FM, AM radio and clock. And there you can see, here you can see the clock and the speaker and the radio band. All right. On this side we have a headphone jack, and then here's where you can set the clock. Now it's not an alarm clock, it's just a clock. And this is, let's see if we can find the model number here. TR 4060P. This is made in September of 1982. Okay. And over here on this side, show you the controls. I don't know if you can see what that says, but that you can brighten or dim the clock. Earphones. And I'm not sure what auto and manual is. And then you can see AM, FM selector, radio tune, volume on off, and then contrast, horizontal hold and vertical hold. Those are some height controls for the TV screen. Basically, you turn the unit on by just turning this switch, and you're on the AM FM band. And it works.
Like I'm gonna lose, I'm gonna hold you, like I'm saying goodbye.
John Brown's body was sized under his old house.
It's not quite as strong as that little Sanyo that I was playing, but it doesn't do too bad.
You should be here.
Every step of the way. Your design.
See why 99% of our customers say they would order with us.
That's an
an
external antenna jack. It does have, of course, the built-in antenna, but
during
you
their
could
holiday
also
sale Thursday through Sunday.
do an
Farmland sliced
exterior
bacon, 12 to
antenna.
16-ounce package,
So you've got
$2.99
AM,
each,
FM, and then if you want to watch
Sly fish
TV, you
fillets,
just simply
individually
pull
frozen, $1.99 per
this
pound.
towards
From
you,
the deli, fresh
and then you slide the unit like so, and then TV automatically comes on. So, and then the volume control on the side. Let's see if we can, that vertical hold there.
Hey Lola, sorry I'm late.
Oh, I'm not. I just had a very interesting conversation with an ugly woman.
There we go.
Ugly?
Very ugly. But she told me something that has me looking at you in an entirely different way.
Great looking
So
picture.
funny. You
There's a little glare here in my shop that's coming off of this outer screen, but that's a really bright, nice picture. Going again through the
Who are they?
Blonder Tongue broadcast.
not time you guys met. Be on your best behavior.
So,
Bad boy.
yeah,
Lola's told us so much about
that's how that works. And then, you know, you want to go back to radio, just set it back up,
Heating and cooling today.
TV turns
Experience
off,
the Bryant, a Midwest
and it
heating and
becomes
cooling
a
difference. We offer rebates,
clock on a-
financing, 24-hour
on an AM,
service.
FM radio.
The #1 consumer report heating and cooling unit on
I thought it was pretty
Call
cool.
Midwest Heating and
Got that
Cooling
pretty
today
cheap.
at 581-4215.
Didn't pay much
Bryant,
at all
whatever
for it.
takes.
So, okay, I got one more to show you. Okay, guys, here's the next example I want to show you. This is a Sony Trinitron solid state 5-inch set. And I believe this is from 1978. VHF, UHF, and then of course your user controls, power switch, pull on, picture, color, and then your tent control there. And you can just tell from looking at it that it's of the basic design and portability concept that they started back in the early 1960s with their black and white sets. And they continued this on until the early 80s. So Sony had a run of quite a few years there of being in this AC/DC battery charged portability, you know, segment of the TV business. And you know, these are real sturdy metal type cabinets. And of course the color set's you know, a little bit bigger than the black and white one, obviously, because it has more circuitry involved, but still a pretty small set. And then you know, there's standard earphone jacks, and there's two on there. Here's a look at the back of the set, and you can see that this is model KV5100, and I don't see a date on there. It's made in Japan. There's the battery port. Okay, there's our brightness and vertical control. And then your typical color controls needed to do convergence and all that kind of thing if that were necessary. UHF antenna that just detaches, and then of course it's got a built-in VHF antenna, and then you can also pull the plug out and put in an external antenna, which was a pretty common feature this time period. Just like the last two examples I showed you had the very same thing. And let's look at the side. The top. I think this set is from 1978, but I don't see that date on here anywhere. I'm not sure why I have that in my mind. Maybe maybe I saw that on the internet by looking up that that model number. I don't believe there's anything on the bottom to indicate the date of manufacture. But regardless, let's play it. And just my personal opinion, this was at the height of Sony's quality. This set plays really great. Great picture. And of course it didn't come across on the camera as well as it looks in person. But that's looks a little washed out on the camera, but that's really a brilliant picture. Nice solid color. Just not coming across, and a lot of it's the lighting in this room. My fluorescent lights in my shop don't do well for color pictures. But it's a really great picture. Really cool set. Of course the channel is backlit. I like that. That's a nice touch for a small set like this.
And who are you?
I'm a park ranger. Who are you?
Oh, Jarvis. Andrew's son.
You're coming with me.
Wait, let's be reasonable.
Buddy, if you don't put the pants
So anyway,
on, you're coming with me too.
I think I saw something.
5-inch Sony Trinitron from late 70s. Recent addition to my collection. I'm glad to have it. Didn't have the color version of this type of set from Sony, and so glad to have it in my collection. So guys, like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm going to give you a sneak peek of my next restoration project that will happen after I'm done with the Philco Pedicta series, which I still have quite a bit of work to do on those, but we'll be changing it up a little bit after those are done, and I will be moving on to this little guy here, this little 5-inch black and white set from Sony that I've shown in a video before. It does not work. It is model number 5-303W, and this is from around 1961, and I've got two of these, so I probably will do a dual restoration, but only video one of them. And this is the black model. I have a silver model, and you can see, you know, the comparison between my new color set from the late 70s from the early 60s version that they started out with in the black and white arena. But, you know, still the basic concept of, you know, portability, AC/DC operation, and so forth. So I'll be tearing into this one in the not too distant future. And then I also have one other set I want to show you that I just recently got. Matter of fact, I just got it yesterday. That will probably happen right after these two get done. And I want to show that to you as well. Okay guys, just received this set yesterday. Just came into possession of it yesterday. And this is an Emerson 1232. Model number 1232, and it is obviously, I think it's a 9-inch screen. I'm not sure on that, or maybe it's a 7-inch. I haven't even popped the back off. I don't even know what kind of picture tube it has. I haven't done very much research on this set at all. The only thing I do know about it is that it is a VHF only set. And it also has a built-in AM radio right here. You can see the AM dial. Okay, so if you want to listen to the radio, you just tune right here. And there's also a phono switch, and then television switch. So radio, phono, television. Of course, this is your on-off control. And this is the contrast control. And then of course your VHF tuning as well as your fine tuning. So yeah, kind of cool. It's all metal, okay, and it's in pretty decent shape. I think it'll clean up pretty nice. May have to do some painting on this set when we get to that point after restoring it. But it is quite heavy for a small set. And this is the model tag here. Yep, 1232. 105 watts at 115 volts, 60 cycles, AC only. And you can just get a look here. There's quite a few old electrolytic capacitors in there. Those appear to be replacements, so probably been some repairs done to this over the years. Here's a look at the back of the set, and not real sure. That's the height control, vertical linearity, and focus. And I guess you would just pop these out, and there might be some sort of screwdriver adjustment in there. Obviously not common user controls, but I guess it's how you would get in there. This says external sound, where you might be able to plug in another speaker, I guess. And then phono input right here. And then I'm not real sure about this. It's a VHF only set, but it has two controls, or two hookups here. I'm assuming, well, one, the internal antennas are gone. Okay, so I'm assuming it would have something coming out and connecting here. And then if you had an external antenna, you could hook that up here. So it's probably the same thing. You can just hook it up either way. And then here we have the brightness controls, horizontal hold, and vertical. And as I said, the antennas are missing out of this set. There is one little piece of remnants left, and I don't know if I'll be able to find a replacement for that or not. I might be able to rig something up there. That's not that big a deal. You can use a good set of rabbit ears on it. And it does look like at one time it might have had a carry handle. There's a hole like this on the other side. I don't know. Like I said, I just got it. I haven't had time to get online and get a look at what this thing really should look like. Some paint obviously is falling on this. But I would venture to guess, just from looking at it, it's probably 57, 58, 59, somewhere in there, late 50s would be my guess on its vintage. And yeah, I think that'll be kind of fun to work on. A little bit different. And, other than a 70s or 80s solid state, I've never had a tube set that contained both radio and television. Albeit it's only AM. I wish it had FM on it, but it doesn't. But we'll try to make both of those work and work well. But this will be down the road later on, after a couple of other projects, and we'll get it out and take a look on the inside and do a picture tube test when we get ready to start restoration. It does power on, and I've seen that it powers on, so I'm pretty sure it's a restoration candidate for sure. Okay. So anyway, that's it. Just wanted to show you guys some new things I picked up and get you a peek at what I'll be doing in the not too distant future as far as projects go. Appreciate you guys subscribing. Appreciate everybody that subscribes and watches. and just really appreciate everybody's support for my channel. All right, thanks for watching, guys. I'll talk to you soon.